How are you doing? You doing good? You okay out there? Hit me up at doomtombpodcast@gmail.com or on social media at doomtombpodcast. I want to know how all my concert friends are doing. I haven't seen you in so long. I miss you all so much. It's a weird time. We're in a weird space right here, but I know we'll get through it. And just thanks to everybody that supports this scene, man, because it's underground. Yeah, we got that. But we'll get through it, and we'll get through it together. Let's talk a little bit about some of the sponsors here. We have Glory or Death Records. The link is in the show notes. They're building a stable of artists right now. And it's high time you go check it out. They had this Deep Purple tribute Kickstarter thing that went on. And, man, that thing just blew up. They had a Thin Lizzy tribute. Moss Generator is over there. Red Witch Johnny, Roast. There's so much stuff. Just head over there and check it out. Link is in the show notes. Also, Mucho Printing. If you need some band branding, and who doesn't, really? Or if you need a family gift. Well, if you're not really sure what that means, family gift, head over to the links in the show notes for either Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see a little bit of what Mucho does at Mucho Printing. And finally, let's talk about getting in the swamp. The Swamp Krewe. This is from Fuzzy Cracklins Presents and The Swamp Records. And this is a subscription, The Swamp Krewe. For just $5 a month, you'll get over 130 digital releases sent right to your Bandcamp. And you'll get new music every month and merch discounts. Now, if you bump it up just a bit to $7 a month, you'll get the digital stuff. But you'll also get a CD every month and free shipping. And your first month is free. And it's a lot of ands here. You might even get a little swag in that package there, you know? So got to check that out. So head over to www.theswamprecords.com/doomtomb and get in the Swamp Krewe. This is the Doom Tomb Podcast, the podcast for all things stoner, doom, and sludge. And today we're going to British Columbia, Vancouver, British Columbia, to be specific. And we are going to talk about this latest release, Curse of the Pharaoh. Let's get into the interview right now. Eye of Doom is a progressive doom metal trio which combines traditional, fuzz-driven stoner doom with progressive and space rock elements from the 70s to evoke a unique and interesting sound with dimensions reaching far beyond the sonic soundscapes typically found in the genre. Eye of Doom explores uncharted territory. I have all the members of Eye of Doom. Guys, how are you?
I'm good.
Doing fine.
Doing great.
All right, so this is the first time that I've been on a Zoom call where I get to actually see everybody's names. I got Adam, Alex, and Derek. Now, are you all in Vancouver, British Columbia?
Yes, we are.
All right. So, being in that area, how do you feel that affects your sound?
Well, there's definitely a lot of stoner rock elements to the local scene here. So
right.
A lot of local band influences have touched our ears.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's so much going on. It's weird because obviously I'm in Arizona. So when I hear, Vancouver or Montreal or whatever, I don't know. It could be right next to each other. I wouldn't know it. I'm terrible at geography. But I'm guessing. But I know that there are so many great bands that are up there, man. So when you guys are out and playing live, what are some places that you suggest that people hit up, and who do you usually play with?
So one of my favorite venues in Vancouver is probably the Commodore. We haven't had the privilege to play that venue just yet, but maybe someday we will. It's an old theater, right? So first of all, I'm not from Vancouver. I'm from Sweden, and I moved to Vancouver about 3 years ago. So I'm not originally from Vancouver.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's probably one of my favorite venues around here.
Let me ask you something. Is it hard to find Turkish pepper in British Columbia?
Turkish pepper. Yeah, I get that. My Swedish family sends that stuff to me.
Yeah, there's a website that I go on. I think it's DutchSweets.com or something. I had a boss that.
Yeah, that's good shit, right?
Oh my God, dude. I think my blood pressure will go through the roof with it. Yeah. But I don't know. It's a love-hate, man. Some people taste it and they're like, all I taste is ammonia. And other people are like, I don't know what the hell you gave me, but I can't quite tell if I like it or not.
The thing is, you can't stop once you started, right?
Yeah, you just got to keep going. It is. I think it's fucking delicious. So moving forward, because you know what, every once in a while, when I start talking, every now and again, it just comes back to food. But we got to talk about this music here. We got some early influences here, and it kind of runs the gambit. Of course, we got some Sabbath influence, some Rush, even Megadeth, Maiden, Dream Theater, some Sleep, some Dio, which I even heard Chemists just. I saw them do it live. They did Rainbow in the Dark and a killer cover, even Yes. So how does that help shape the sound of Eye of Doom?
Well, I think some of the more progressive elements are something that we're all really interested in, and we just feel like it adds another dimension to a sometimes rather monotone sound that kind of dominates this stoner doom community, I think.
Right.
So we definitely want to get more experimental and do our own thing. And I know it's kind of a basic question that everyone asks you the first time. So like, what are some bands that you are influenced by, and who do you want to sound like, and stuff like that? And
sure,
we try to move away from that. We want to be Eye of Doom. Of course, there's influences, and it helped shaped this thing that now is Eye of Doom. But yeah, you're definitely right. Some of the bands that you mentioned are.
And you know, you pulled it off with Curse of the Pharaoh, because you know, I looked through those, and I you know, I guess you were listening to those influences, but it didn't come across. It's clearly your own material. I do want to move over a little bit to Derek. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
All right. Now, okay, I got this question because I saw your kit. I'm hoping it was your kit online. Now you have this kick drum, and then there's a little drum like in front of it. Is that your kit?
Yeah, I think so. There's 2 kick drums and 2 rack toms, 2 floor toms.
Yeah, okay, can you explain to me what that little extra drum on the bass drum is? Like what it does for the sound?
Yeah, what you're looking at there is a sub kick. So it's a speaker wired backwards. And what it really helps is capture the low frequencies of the kick.
Oh, okay.
And then basically that's an element of a microphone, essentially.
Gotcha. Is that something that you used on Curse of the Pharaoh?
No, I used 2 close mics to each skin, and each skin didn't have a hole. And I don't have any dampening or anything, so it's just like a raw drum.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so I guess the next question would probably be for Adam. Are you going to look for, and I'm just getting this off social here, are you looking for a 4-neck guitar anytime soon?
4-neck guitar? Yeah. Do you have one?
No, I don't, but I'll give you Rick Nielsen's number. Maybe he can give you one.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good, man.
I don't know, man. You know, it's almost comical after a while. I mean, the double neck with Page and everything, now it look cool as hell, but after it gets more than 2, it's kind of...
late 80s in a very obscene band called Nitro, Michelangelo Baggio. The fucking spreading, and
Dude, you want to laugh, and I've put it in show notes before talking about Jim Gillette.
Yeah.
You have to watch the YouTube videos on his vocal lessons, I guess.
Yeah, when he shatters the glass.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, man. It really is.
Yeah,
So, all right. So this is going to go to to Alex and Adam. What is a little bit of your gear rundown?
So all the basses that I play are Fender basses, and they like to make fun of me for that. But primarily, actually, I play Fender jazz basses. Those are my favorite ones. I think primarily from my influence from Geddy Lee. He's my favorite all time bass player. Him and Chris Squire, and they kind of have that either Rickenbacker or jazz bass. And then for an amp, I'm not picky. By chance, all of my amps seem to be PV amps. Right. Which is also, I think, because they're cheap and they're pretty reliable.
It creates a good sound.
Yeah.
I got you, brother. All right, so Adam, what do you got, man?
Yeah, I'm rocking an Esp Eclipse. I'm not sure about the year, but I think it's early 2000.
Yeah.
Plug that thing into a full stack, an orange AD140. With two 4x12 cabinets, so it's a pretty loud rig.
Right on.
It gives me a lot of headroom, so I can tweak my sound with pedals to get that warm, hot, fussy tone that I'm after. So I'm really happy with my rig. It took me a while to find it, and it was actually the drummer Derek who had an old friend who were selling this rig for next to nothing. So it was a good steal.
Nice, man.
Sounds really good.
And I see that so much in the community. We have a lot of that where it's like you're procuring your different cab or whatever, or amps or whatever, and you're building. This is like with this type of music for me. I always feel it's about the tone, and sometimes it takes a while to get to it. And speaking of getting to it, let's break this down right now. Curse of the Pharaoh. Killer, man. Majestic Mountain Records. Now, we've got two variants. Well, I'm going to say one right now and very few left. You had the Stellar Ignite Edition. It was kind of like to me, it looked like a grayish red, black, and white splatter. And then you've got this Icy Smoke Edition, and I know they're getting low. Do you still have any left in inventory?
We do. We have 30 copies of Icy Smoke left at iodoom.com. So, if you snooze, you lose. Go online and get a copy now.
Truly, man, grab that, and while you're at it, get a holographic sticker, get a poster. You got the T-shirts, man. You guys got this shit on fucking lock. Yeah, there you go. Throwing it out, getting that paper, brother. Let's kick it off with Curse of the Pharaoh. Now, I don't know, is this some kind of homage to like King Tut or something? What can you tell me about this track?
Alex, you wanna take that, the lyric?
Sure. I mean, so I think it's like the riff that just reminded us of something like Egyptian, the scale that it's in. That was kind of where the influence was more headed towards. It wasn't necessarily like we sought out to make a Pharaoh song, but it ended up being at the end, we were like, what do we think this sounds like? And what is it, the experience that you kind of feel?
Yeah. I think that's a very important part of the writing process that we have. We tend to write something, and then we want to figure out what kind of imagery that music creates in our minds. And that's definitely the way that song was created.
Yeah. And also a big shout out to Kent. He did a killer job mixing it, mastering it. I love this because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the year or something. I have had so many releases that, they just sound so freaking good.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed by it. I mean, I don't know whether it's the quality of it's obviously the person doing it, but I don't know if it's just technology's changing or what, man. Do any of you guys have anything else to add to Curse of the Pharaoh before we move forward?
Just turn up the volume and bang your head. That's what you do to that song.
Bang, bang. Yeah, brother, there you go. All right, moving forward to the Waning.
The demon who has ceased the apocalypse, the one, Titan, master of the seven, whose name is and shall be death. Through the blazing angles of the shining trapezoid. From the barrier and come among us, for the bond of Satan hath been sealed.
So the Waning is basically a prelude to Scold's Bridal.
Yes.
And initially, we didn't have that prelude written. We just felt that something was missing from Scold's. We wanted something to lead up to that,
Right.
and we want to take the opportunity to get weird with time signatures. So there's quite a few weird odd meters in that song, which we really like. And in our opinion, it does a really good job in leading up to the explosion and the mayhem of Scold's Bridal. So
Yeah. Before we go into that, any of you guys have anything to add to the Waning?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a calm break between the two.
Right.
A little bit of a bridge, something to just relax, and it's got repetitive but interesting time sig, as Adam had said.
Right.
It's kind of a little bit of a settle in the pocket when you're really blazed out.
almost like a foreshadowing of what's to come, and like there's the calm before the storm of Scold's Bridal.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff right there. And Alex, can you add anything to that, or they pretty much said it?
They pretty much said it, but I think also like the layers that that song has that just keep slowly building up.
Right.
Kind of something that when you listen to it, that stands out.
I got you. Now we go into this final track here, Scold's Bridal. I've heard of it. I've actually seen it before. It's like a torture, humiliation kind of punishment device. I actually saw an old picture of Betty Page. She was like a pinup woman from years ago, and she was wearing it as some kind of fetishist thing, or and I've heard about it in different books and literary works.
So Scold's Bridal started out as a kind of a different theme that what it ended up being.
Right.
I wanted to write a song that like sort of influenced with the whole Me Too movement. The Scold's Bridals was usually made to silence women who were accused of being witches, and
Yes.
so that's sort of where that idea came from. But then when we started to write the song, it almost developed itself, and it's more about it's definitely more related to religion and someone questioning their religious beliefs and being afraid of abandoning those beliefs because of the consequences that might happen. So it turned out to be quite a religious break.
Very interesting. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you for that. Now, do any of you have anything else to add for Scold's Bridal?
I think it's like, one of our most progressive songs in the sense that the ending is totally different from the beginning. It's the same thing with Pharaoh's, but in a different way. Like it builds up, it tells a longer story, I feel.
Right. Now, do you think that Scold's Bridal is the future direction of where Eye of Doom is going, or you're not sure yet?
I say yeah, because the next album there's a few songs that are similar to that that style.
All right, Derek.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the range and dynamic, and pretty much most of the songs in the upcoming album are quite diverse, each piece.
Okay.
So, it gives a little bit of mini journeys along the way.
Very nice. So that, it's going to be my next question, but I guess, we could talk about it right now. So we've got this release out. What do we got? September 25th is the official release date of this. And you're already working on some new tracks. Can you give a little taste of what some of the themes are yet, or are we still keeping this under wraps?
I think we can say a few things. Why don't Alex take the lead on that one?
All right.
Where Eye of Doom comes from.
So the new album is actually, it was started off as an idea. There's a comic book that came out in the 50s about these like gigantic space aliens or eyeballs that gobble up people that live on Venus. Okay. So we kind of decided to bookend the album with two different takes on that story. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle there's like an assorted variation of different songs that we've put together.
Nice, man. Real good.
Initially we wanted to write a whole album around that concept with these floating eyes that are absorbing entities and people and that kind of stuff, but it turned out to be a part 1 and a part 2, so that's almost 50% of the whole record out there. It's going to be there, so thinking those part 1 and part 2 are probably around 20-25 minutes together, so it's a pretty hefty piece.
Damn, brother.
It's going to sound really good. We're really stoked on it.
Hell yeah, man. It's going to be a journey. I feel it coming. And so did the whole the shutdown, pandemic, blah blah blah, did that kind of inspire you guys to just be more creative and try and like just bang something out, because we seem to have a little bit more time than usual?
True.
It seemed like it kind of happened for us. We had these goals and directions anyways, and then all of a sudden we had more time to put towards it. So
gotcha.
Yeah. We helped out in that sense.
And how's everybody doing up there? Are things getting back to normal? Is it still kind of shut down?
Yeah, it's maybe about like 70% normal as far as businesses are running. Swimming pools aren't open yet.
Right.
Like public places like that are still on shut down. So
I feel like it's like almost like one step forward and 2 step back. Like they started to let people out, and some people can't behave properly anyways. They think it's a green light to go on like beach parties for like 50 people and just have a good time. Like, don't do that.
I mean, it's the same as asking for people like let's have a show. Come on, let's do a show. And then the place would be packed and it'd be a problem. We haven't had any shows by us yet. Is there any talk from the venues about putting together something yet, or are they still holding off?
Yeah, we don't have anything. In regards to that, and that's something that I'm personally a bit frustrated about, because I feel like artists and entertainers are definitely the ones that are suffering a lot from this. Because where do you draw the line? I mean, it's apparently okay for people to gather in quite large masses anyways, but as soon as it's at a venue, a concert, or anything like that, people are very, very reserved.
Yeah, apprehensive. I mean, I get it. I understand. I don't. It's something that I don't have enough knowledge about, but I do like to ask the people around, because I got to admit, I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. I've never experienced it, and it's a mind fuck. It really is, man. So if I can ask you just this question about the difference, how do you feel the difference, or what the difference is, or the progression between the self-titled album and the current Curse of the Pharaoh?
So I would say that the self-titled album that is coming up later this year or early 2021.
Oh no, I apologize. I meant the from 2018.
Oh, right, the first EP. The first EP.
Yes,
I see. Yeah, Alex.
So it's totally different. Like, it's a completely different band. The first EP was like more of like a recording project,
right?
With sessional players, and then this is like the first legitimate, real. I like to think of it more of as like a real experience that you get from the full band. The first songs were like songs that I had written like years ago, and it was primarily me and the drummer who we were playing with, and then Derek stepped in, and that's when I feel like the more creative flow was happening with the new stuff.
I got you. Now, because I saw that this was very interesting to me. One of the songs had lyrics written by Tara. I cannot pronounce her last name. I'm very curious because I went down a rabbit hole. I read some stuff. She's, quite an intelligent human being, published in many places, Vancouver Sun, etc. I read a case study that she did on Blood, Sweat, and Fear by Eve Lazarus. And it was a discussion about sleep paralysis. Was that why you kind of got involved with her, or what was how did you two, or how did you all get together with Tara?
So that's actually my wife.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, man, let me tell you, man, I like the way she does her work, man. It's inviting. I really do enjoy reading what she has.
I'll make sure that gets passed on. Yeah, but so the lyrics for that song were actually, it's an interesting story because when I first went to school for graduate school, I joined a lab that was working with monkeys, and I thought I would, be okay with that. And then as time went on, I realized it was not okay, and it was like animal abuse, and that was what the songs is primarily about.
Right. Yeah, man. It always seems like a big game changer. I know I go back and forth, if I see one of those documentaries about animals and the way there's some out there that it's like, these are the way we use animals, period. It's, for clothing, it's for food, it's for this, for that, different products and et cetera. And after that, you're looking and you're like, geez, man. Ugh. But I mean, bacon's delicious. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I got a toss up here. So whatever, either way. Do any of you, the rest of you have anything to say about the self-titled as opposed to the current work?
I wouldn't have much to say except that the current work is just basically the full project, all three of us collaborating together.
Right.
Yeah,
And if you have do you have a time date for when you think like some of the new material might be surfacing?
So the upcoming album is going to be released on Majestic Mountain Records as well.
Sure.
And we have a preliminary release date in early 2021, but we don't want to promise anything given these kind of weird times right now. But we're strange. Doing our best to get new music out there as soon as possible because we definitely want to follow up this EP with some stuff that we've been working on for a long time.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, man, this stuff is killer. And I look forward because I felt the progression from the EP to Curse of the Pharaoh. And now I almost feel like Curse of the Pharaoh has more of the three of you as the collective unit. And it different feed off each other. So I really did enjoy that. So I guess that's about everything we have except for just this little itty bitty bit more, which is, are you binging anything on Netflix or Hulu right now?
I am.
What is it?
I just started watching this awesome series on HBO called, what's it called again? Lovecraft Story? Lovecraft something?
Yes.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. It's based on the novels by H.P. Lovecraft, right? And it's very, very well written. The music is awesome. The scenery is great. It's just, I love that show. I would definitely recommend that to anyone.
The Cthulhu, if that's character.
Yes. I see that. Used to write some doomy stuff, right?
If there's ever a doom creature, that's the one.
That's the one, yes.
That's definitely the one. So, guys, what else? Anybody else binge watching anything?
Not really. I kind of finished up Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar. Tell me a little.
It's about, I guess, a hacker, this super hacker kid, and he's kind of going through some psychological things. It's kind of like a mix of Hackers meets Fight Club, I guess.
Ooh, interesting. And what streaming service?
I don't know what that's on. It's an AMC show.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes, I remember seeing it advertised, and then it was out of sight for me, out of mind.
Maybe Amazon. Maybe.
Okay. Cool. All right. And finally, sir, do you have anything you're watching?
So I think the last thing I watched was that Tiger King. Everyone probably saw.
Yes. Yeah, that was almost in the beginning of the this apocalyptic, pandemic thing. And I know that there was supposed to be one more episode coming out, almost like an epilogue of sorts.
Yeah. Haven't seen that one though. Alex, have you seen that one?
No, I haven't
That's
heard
gonna
of that.
blow up.
I haven't either. I mean, look, and I don't think it's out yet, but I'm still late to the party. Like, I was a huge Breaking Bad fan. It was one of my favorite shows of the past 20 years, but I still haven't seen El Camino. Did any of you see it yet?
No.
I haven't seen El Camino. No, I haven't, but I heard good things about it.
I really got to go down and just get to that. I got so much shit to watch. It's never ending for me. All right, guys. So thank you very much for all of your time. I know we've got a couple places where people can buy your stuff and support this band. Can you just tell me where you want everybody to go?
iofdoom.com. That's the
Perfect.
place. Yeah.
And load up on stuff so you get maybe even a merch bundle of sorts. You can get the LP. The poster looks badass. And it's not just a sticker. We got holographic, brother. And of course, hoodies, t-shirts. They got the Gambit. Head over to iofdoom.com. They're also on Bandcamp. I'm sure they're somewhere else. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time. Much success in the new record, and I hope we talk again very soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much to all of the members of Eye of Doom. This release is going to come out September 25th, 2020. If you haven't already grabbed it, head over to Bandcamp. Link is in the show notes, and grab a copy. Let's hear the title track off the release. This is Curse of the Pharaoh. just want to give a thank you to Ian from No Masters Audio for helping me so much with the sound. Really, really appreciated. So head over. The link is in the show notes. No Masters Audio, and see what he can do for you. By now, you guys know the drill. doomtombpodcast.com, doomtombpodcast across social media, and doomtombpodcast@gmail.com. Submissions, reviews, whatever you got. You want to send a picture? That's cool too. I've been putting up a lot of videos on social media from past shows. If you're a band and you came through here and you want some of the material, hit me up. I'll send it to you right away. Also, I've got this show called The Doom Tomb on craniumradio.com, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, each and every Sunday. So, it's all things stoner, doom, and sludge. How can you go wrong? It's a great show. And then right after that are brand new and or archived episodes of the Doom Tomb podcast. So hang out on a Sunday with me. Why not? What else you got to do, right? We got a bunch more episodes coming up for you. Sit tight. Next one's coming up around the bend. Thank you so much to everybody for the support. We've had a massive jump in downloads lately. I don't know whether it's the new things that we added and the new outlets that we're able to be added to, but either way, I'm grateful and I'm thankful. So support these bands, man. Go head over to Bandcamp and buy their stuff. Until that time, next time, meantime, and in between time, enjoy yourselves, stay healthy, stay happy, and above all, stay heavy.